can't do much better on the racetrack than Jeff Gordon did in 1998. He won 13 times, earned 7 poles, and his 3rd NASCAR Winston Cup championship. As Gordon and his Rainbow Warriors headed to Speed Weeks the following February, they weren't about to let up. Hello everyone, I'm Steve Burns and welcome to NASCAR Classics, the 1999 Daytona 500. The previous Daytona 500 had been filled with emotion as Dale Earnhardt finally held the winner's trophy after 20 heartbreaking attempts. With the elusive victory in the record book, Earnhardt was hungry to repeat. On qualifying day, Dale made a run at the pole, but would come up short to Gordon as Jeff turned in the fastest time. By Sunday, the stage was set. Jeff Gordon on the pole, Dale Earnhardt right behind, starting 4th. The two champions who bridged generations were ready to do battle.
We've worked all winter long. This is a big event. It's the first race of the season. We would like to get started on a good note, and there's no better way to get your season started than winning a Daytona 500.
One of the things that we had never done was set on the pole for the Daytona 500, and that was something that we said, look, here's something we haven't done. This is what we're going to try and do this year.
Would the race come down to Gordon and Earnhardt? Find out next as we take you back to the 1999 Daytona 500, next on NASCAR Classics.
The roar of champions, a sound that forever rumbles round the banked curves they call Daytona.
Daytona is everything. I mean, it's the one that all the drivers want.
And to win here, they risk all.
Jeff Gordon has just become the youngest man ever to win the Daytona 500.
Still a youngster himself and considered the best, Jeff Gordon owns the pole.
Dale Earnhardt rolling into victory lane. We've won it,
The reigning champion, Dale Earnhardt. He beat the odds last year. Can he do it again? Today, 43 men, stock car's finest, in the great American race, the Daytona 500. Valentine's Day 1999. Welcome to Daytona, everyone, and to CBS Sports live flag-to-flag coverage of the 41st annual Daytona 500, the Super Bowl of NASCAR racing.
Has to execute today. Starting on the pole is a man who is anything but a rookie here at Daytona, Jeff Gordon, who's been winning races since he first came here in 1993. Winning the pole is one thing, but that's a very different setup than a race setup. You had the fastest car for qualifying. You got the fastest car in the race.
Well, we're going to find out. And I don't know if the fastest car is always the one that wins here. You know, you have to have a good handling race car. These cooler temperatures are going to help with that a little bit. But there's a lot of guys that are very strong, and it's all going to come down to a good pit stop and good track position. I hope I'm somewhere in that mix at the end of this race.
Good luck to you, Jeff. To Bill Stevens.
And now, for the most famous words in motorsports, the Grand Marshal of the Daytona 500, the Honorable Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Jeff Gordon starts on the pole. The 97 winner, 7 times this race has been won from the pole. A rookie's never won it. Tony Stewart will try today. That's where they are right now in turn 2, where that banking looms 4 stories high. A record number of in-car cameras on CBS today. 11 cars, 34 different views. Jeff Gordon on the pole. Dale Earnhardt has a CBS race cam on board today. You're looking at Brett Favre, the honorary starter for the 500. Next time by, instead of a football, he'll have a green flag in hand. 5 drivers have an added incentive here today. That's the R.J. Reynolds Winston No Bull 5 program. The first 5 finishers at Talladega last October have a Dayglow orange front spoiler, rear spoiler, and number on the roof. And if one of those 5 wins the race, it's an extra $1 million for the driver and an extra $1 million for a randomly selected fan paired up with each of those drivers.
Ball coming up.
As they come down for the green flag, they'll be turning this 2.5-mile racetrack in about 47 seconds under race conditions today.
The engines in these cars are restricted by NASCAR. The amount of air that can flow through the engines are limited. So it will take these cars more than a full lap to get up to full speed. And drivers that gain momentum on the start will be looking to move up quickly before they come to 190 miles an hour the second time by. Pontiac Grand Prix pace car dips to pit road. Jeff Gordon, youngest man to ever win the 500, and Tony Stewart, IRL champion and rookie, bring them down. Rick Favre waves the green flag, and the season is on. Good clean 2x2 start. Gordon has a little advantage in turn 2.
Normally, the first couple of laps, the inside groove is the place to be, especially when the tires are still new. They get a lot of grip down there, but Tony Stewart trying to change that as he goes down the back straight, buddy.
He is that. Jeff Gordon fights back on the inside as we watch him go down into turn 3 there. Bobby Labonte in the 18, Mike, is right on his heels.
And here comes Earnhardt, the man in black in number 3. Looks to split the 2 leaders. Not going to get there. Jeff Gordon's going to haul him off the corner to complete lap 1. Bobby Labonte on the inside for second. Gordon drops down a lane right in front of Labonte to lead it.
Through the tri-oval here, that's 18 degrees of banking right there. You can see the back of the car very unstable as they start off onto the flat part of the straightaway there, which is 6 degrees of banking.
It's only the 3rd time in the last 7 years when the pole sitter has led the opening lap.
And Jeff Gordon was happy to do that because it gave him 5 bonus points. In NASCAR Winston Cup racing, if you lead a lap, it's 5 bonus points.
Tony Stewart climbs the hill a little bit there.
3 deep. Bobby Labonte wants to get those 5 bonus points. He wants to lead.
Earnhardt behind Stewart. Not willing to take it 3 wide just on the 2nd lap of the race.
Tony Stewart is showing a lot of muscle there on the outside. You see him still running with Gordon side by side. Bobby Labonte's loving it because that one car out there in front, he don't have to worry. As long as they run side by side, he'll keep that lead.
Bobby Labonte to the front. He pairs up with Gordon on the inside lane. Tony Stewart, that orange Pontiac, leads the outside group. Ned, this looks like a 190-mile-an-hour pace lap.
It certainly does. No one has been able to pull away or get an advantage. They're still running side by side for every position excepting the first one.
Tony Stewart made a little bit of a rookie mistake just in the middle of that corner. He went a little bit high, but he got great momentum going down the back straightaway, and they're still side by side.
Ralph Shaheen.
Mike, the Joe Gibbs Racing team knows that Tony Stewart's car is actually a little bit quicker than Bobby Labonte's machine. They want him to try to get up with Bobby. Since he's a rookie, they don't think too many people will want to run with him. They want him to get up to Bobby, tuck on his rear bumper, and follow him if he can.
Second Daytona 500, Bobby Labonte has led in 8 starts. Down to the inside, Gordon. Labonte just takes it 1 lane lower to hold him at bay. Jeff Burton is up for 3rd in that Roush number 99 Ford, the purple and black machine. 4th is Kenny Schrader. Schrader has shown a willingness to take the lane others won't. Now he's in the middle as dropping down to the bottom comes one of those fast Fords.
We were wondering how long it'd take Ned before they started running 3x3 back in that group, and it didn't take them very long.
They get momentum coming off of the turn, pick up the draft, and are able to move right by.
That was Dale Jarrett making the move 3 wide on the bottom. On the upper left of your screen on our CBS scoreboard, a driver displayed in green is one that has moved up in the last lap, and a driver displayed in red, like Kyle Petty or Ricky Craven, has lost a spot since the last time by. 3.
Mike, every bit of the turbulence off these cars goes right down the middle of that group. That's why they drop back when you get in the middle there.
Ride with Jeff Burton. Into the tri-oval start-finish line. Up his inside there is Jeff Gordon.
Now you see Earnhardt pulling over towards that inside line. You get a draft off of those cars. Even you don't want to go way out wide. That's what Tony Stewart did earlier in the race, and it cost him a lot of positions.
We'll talk a lot today about team racing. Watch how 2 teammates have found each other already, and their cars are similarly painted. Number 12, Jeremy Mayfield, and 13, Rusty Wallace, or rather 2 Rusty Wallace. Those white and blue Fords, they link up and they work well together, and they'll do that all day. Let's go to Dick Berggren.
Many of the teams in today's race have selected brand new race cars, such is the case with the number 24 of Jeff Gordon, who is running in 2nd. Bobby Labonte, on the other hand, your leader, decided to run a year-old car. And why not? The car that's in the lead right now last year won 3 poles, an outside pole, it won Talladega, and it was 2nd at both races here at Daytona in '98. To Ralph.
Dick, not only that, but what is going on right now between Bobby and Dale Earnhardt is a great morale boost for that Joe Gibbs Racing team. Only one time over the course of this whole week has Bobby Labonte gotten around Dale Earnhardt through all the practice, all the times that he followed him. Only one time did he actually pass that 3 car. So for him to be able to run alongside and feel just as competitive is going to be a great morale boost.
He's just got the lead back. Ralph is now up to the high side, 99 Burton. Now they've got Earnhardt as the meat in the sandwich.
Earnhardt has 1 chance. He has a team car, the 31, just behind him there. If they start working together, it will help Earnhardt. But right now, it looks like Mike Skinner wants to stay with Gordon.
Now, will Skinner let Earnhardt in line? You're riding with Mike Skinner, Dale Earnhardt's teammate. And here he comes.
Hey, he's going to pass his teammate.
You're watching back from Jeff Gordon, 2nd place car. Looking back at that battle. Now, Burton moves over to the middle lane, trying to break the draft on Jeremy Mayfield, number 12. And Labonte and Gordon will scoot away just a bit. Caution-free so far. Michael Waltrip up to 5th place. New ride for him, Matei Motorsports number 7. Now he feels the challenge from Earnhardt as Bobby Labonte slides up the racetrack and out of the lead.
Jeff Gordon takes over the lead, and Mike Skinner follows him right along. So does Dale Jarrett. And there comes the 98 car, Rick Mast, having a great run here today in the Cale Yarborough car.
A month ago, that team had Kevin LePage right in that middle. Excuse me, make that LePage rather than Stewart.
Well, boy, those are the 5 cars that have dominated practice. Every one of those cars in the first 5 positions have been the quickest all race week here.
Jimmy Spencer is caught up on the lead draft. He's the 6th place car. Spencer has come from 11th. Let's go to Bill Stevens.
Mike, they are thrilled with the performance of Jimmy Spencer's car all this week. Crew Chief Donnie Wingo has been telling me they have not been able to get that car to move. They've changed everything on it, and it looks finally as if all those changes are paying off here on race day.
He's right up in the lead draft.
The biggest thing in that car right now is the man behind the wheel. I'm going to tell you, he makes up about 3/10 of the...
Down, they're not sure which one yet. The crew's waiting the arrival of number 99 here on pit road. They're radioing back and forth to Jeff as he stays out on the racetrack, trying to get him to decide if he can get a feel for which tire it is.
Cars in the top lane have been dropping back a bit. Mike Skinner continues to fight his way along to lead the Daytona 500. That's Sterling Marlin on the outside, driving for Felix Sabates. Trying to track down Jimmy Spencer in that high line.
Boy, I was just thinking of Jimmy Spencer all the way up to 3rd from 11th right now, showing a lot of early muscle. Just behind him, one of the fastest cars in all the practice here, Sterling Marlin.
Marlin, a two-time winner of the Daytona 500, certainly knows his way around this racetrack.
Bobby Labonte and Dale Earnhardt won the Gatorade 125s earlier this week. They know what it takes to race well here, but we asked them, how easy is it to pick out a partner to draft with?
You know that somebody might help you, and they're going to try to help themselves to go with you, because they know that if they help you, they're going to pass the car also. And whether that's your teammate or your brother or who, you know, I think that's the call they're going to make.
You and I can sit here all day long and talk about we'll work together, we'll do this, we'll do. Man, when there's 40 race cars out there and they get to moving around, you can't get in the line you want to get in. You can't get with a guy you want to be with.
Sounds like he was telling us that right now instead of yesterday.
That's the position he's in. Earnhardt has been there right at the front, but has not been able to get back up there. He's been shuffled back, but his teammate Mike Skinner is up there.
23 laps, caution free. Let's go to Dick Berggren.
The toolboxes are open in Bobby Labonte's pit. He has just called in and said, I have an engine skip. He has changed his ignition system to the backup. So far, no word as to whether that's working or not. Ralph.
Dick, a befuddled crew down here at Roush Racing for the 99.
Tony Stewart caught on the outside again. He drifted high a little bit, and of course they can't wait on him. Even if you're working with somebody, you have to go when the chance comes. You see Earnhardt going by, Sterling Marlin, all these guys will bypass him because he's on that outside by himself.
Stewart just got, as they say in NASCAR parlance, hung out to dry or clothesline. Every team has TV sets in their pit and satellite dishes. We're 39 laps into the Daytona 500. Mike Joy with Buddy Baker and Ned Jarrett. There to the inside comes one of those Penske Kranefuss cars. Jeremy Mayfield, number 12, with his teammate Rusty Wallace.
Yeah, they're working very well together, but just a second ago, you see your second place car there, Dale Jarrett. He went by 4 cars on the back straightaway, no help whatsoever. He's got a lot of muscle.
3 wide, 6th place. Something here has got to give. 24 is Gordon, 2 is Wallace, 6 is Mark Martin.
I don't think anybody's told the drivers that. They're still 3 wide as they head off into turn 1.
When Rusty says, I don't want to be here, that's the car number 2 right here.
How about that 22, that black and yellow machine of Ward Burton? He's right up into the lead pack. He's been as high as 5th today for Bill and Gail Davis.
And I'm noting Jeff Gordon here. Looks like he's dropped off of the lead pack there just a little bit. He's not totally out of the draft yet, but see, he has dropped back about 5 or 6 car lengths. There's Gordon, and you see the front 4 there beginning to pull away a little bit from him.
I just wonder, maybe by it being cool, if they didn't put a little too much tape on some of these cars and we're getting water temperature buildup or something.
Well, Buddy, they also had been concerned about tire wear. This track it's been a while since it's been paved, and it's getting abrasive, and the cooler weather today would help to increase the tire wear because the track wouldn't be quite as slick. You'd think that if it's slick, they'd slide around more and grind off more rubber, but if they get traction, that's when you wear off the rubber, and maybe he's a little bit concerned about that, or maybe the tires are wearing down a little bit for you.
You saw cars battling to stay on the lead lap. Joe Nemechek, rookie Elliott Sadler, and Brett Bodine riding with Jeff Gordon, looking ahead at that lead pack of 4 cars. Jarrett, Skinner, Mayfield, and Wallace.
And they're racing down pit road there. Jarrett get to his pits first.
Jarrett, he'll go right back out with him. Jeff Gordon leaves as well. They did change air pressures there to Bill Stevens.
Strong shot to win today.
Ned, with your watch up here, he's clocking all these cars. Who's the quickest car out there?
Jeff Gordon is the quickest car right now. We said a moment ago that he was 4 3/4 seconds behind the leader, Rusty Wallace. Now he has cut it down to 3 3/10 of a second, so he's definitely gaining on him.
Average speed thus far, 184.5 miles an hour. No Daytona 500 has been run caution-free since 1962. Lap 126 of 200.
There's Gordon.
Look at that graphic, Ned. He's more than a mile an hour faster than the race leader, and he's pulling Kenny Schrader in 33 and Mark Martin's number 6 right along with them. He's chasing this pack.
Yes, he's pulling a long string of cars back there.
Jeremy Mayfield dropped out of that front group, and you see that right now Jeff Gordon and them are getting a little bit of tow from him because he's in between the two packs. That'll help them catch that much quicker.
3-car breakaway, then Mayfield all by himself, and then this train of 11 cars trying to run them down. Ralph Shaheen.
Mike, this is what a brand new Goodyear Eagle racing tire looks like that they're utilizing here today. Here's the set that just came off Mike Skinner's car. Now the one that's under the tarp back here that all the Goodyear officials are looking at with Mike Skinner's crew is...
Earnhardt has dropped to 20th position. Jimmy Spencer has dropped out of that lead group to 24th.
Mike, coming off turn 4 there, Jeff Gordon, you can see he's run Jeremy Mayfield down just in front of them. That's the first 3 positions up there. They'll catch this bunch in a hurry. They have the draft off the front bunch, and now Jeremy Mayfield, one of the fastest cars out there, has some help.
Gordon Chevrolet lined up on Mayfield's Ford. Mayfield has lost his teammate, Rusty Wallace, who is up leading this race right here with Dale Jarrett and Mike Skinner. Now look at the interval from this group of 3. It's about a dozen, 15 car lengths to the next pack, but this train is coming.
It is coming. It's coming much faster than those front 3 are running. Rusty Wallace, his lap times now are about 47.90 to 48 seconds flat. When Dale Jarrett was leading before they made the pit stop, he was running about 47.60 to 47.70. So they're running about 3/10 of a second slower than they were at that time. But
judgment laps today. In his previous 16 appearances in the Daytona 500, he had led only a total of 11 laps. So Wallace, he does have a strong horse today.
Mike, what we were talking about, look at this. Yes, he is very strong, but look at this bunch. They have run him down from way back. They were 200-300 yards back just a couple of laps back. Now it's a big train again.
And they don't want to ride in line. That group wants to race.
They want to race. They want to get up there and lead this Daytona 500. Here comes Mayfield. He's trying to make a run on Jarrett, but no room there.
Where that white line is at the bottom of the racetrack, it goes from 18 degrees to flat here in the tri-oval and 31 degrees to flat up to Jeremy Mayfield and Rusty Wallace and Jeff Gordon. Left side of your screen, first, second, and third place cars as they came in. Ralph?
Mike, they wanted Jeremy Mayfield to stop a little bit short so they could get Rusty in cleanly. Earl Barbary has a car up in the air with the jack. They come around to the left side. Robin Pemberton said that this stop will take them within about 15 to 18 laps of the finish of this race. They're in great shape. I got to tell you, I've never heard Rusty so calm on the radio. He's talking so smooth and easy. He's as confident as you can get.
This is a sport where the work of weeks and months is measured in hundredths of a second. This is a sport where glory and fortune can all come down to a gallon of gas. This is a sport where fans buy seats they never sit in, and they couldn't be happier about it. This is a sport that truly revolves around its fans. In fact, the drivers even go door to door to get the fans to come to the track. This is NASCAR.
Climb to 27th in the all-time leader rankings.
Wow, look at this. Terry Labonte caught median the stomachs there as they come off the corner.
He'll rectify that. He'll try to get back down on the inside if he possibly can. And it looks like he will behind his teammate, Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, please don't say rectify. I snapped my neck around looking to see where the wreck was.
Okay.
Here's Earnhardt down on the bottom, right side of your screen. He's trying to dash back up from the midst of that lead pack up to the front. Since the early going, he's had a tough day.
You're exactly right. And track position means everything. Here's the two teammates trying to work together there. Mike Skinner on the outside as they go down the back straightaway side by side.
Jeff Gordon leading that inside line. Off into turn 3, lapped car of Darren Cope, the 1990 winner. Just behind him, then Ricky Rowe. Here's Ralph and Dale Jarrett. Tony Stewart is back in the race after a stay behind pit wall. And 4 cars, single file, double file behind as Bill Ernie Irvin 6, Kenny Irwin. Here's Irwin on the inside, 7th. Michael Waltrip to the high side in number 7. Laps to go.
Boy, Gordon made a great move down the inside of Dale Earnhardt going into turn 1 and able to make that pass. I didn't know if he was going to make it or not.
You know, I really believe right now that Jeff Gordon may have the fastest car on the speedway, and Earnhardt knows that his car is not quite as quick. And like you get, once you move like that, you have to build.
Very disappointed because, you know, like many of these drivers came here with thoughts of winning the Daytona 500. But there's a lot of guys here going at it still.
And now Dale Earnhardt threw the block on Jeff Gordon right there. He wants to stay right behind Rusty Wallace.
Yeah, you got it. A Ford against 3 Chevrolets right now. And you can see Jeff Gordon getting in the rumble on the inside there.
Here comes Gordon down to the inside into the tri-oval. He takes 2nd from Earnhardt. Skinner is going to repay the favor his teammate put on him 2 laps ago. Pass by Earnhardt. Now come up and draft with him.
Now that's the lap car there, the 30 there, Derek Cope.
And here goes Gordon trying to move around. Once again, or Skinner trying to pass him on the outside.
Mike Skinner trying to come back on the outside with Kenny Irwin waving. You saw Skinner on the outside waving to Irwin.
Come on, help me. Push. Let's pedal hard.
And Rusty's looking in the mirror. Hey, y'all just keep it up.
Oh, yeah, he's loving that. And they're right back there running side by side. It just sets him free out front. He can't pull away from them, but at least he's running in good, clean, free air.
Kenny Irwin has a tremendously fast car. He dropped back to about 9th. He fought his way back up there. Look at him look to the outside here, down the back straightaway.
Almost, yes they are, 3 abreast. Kenny Irwin way up the racetrack, and Skinner right in the middle. Let's go back to the garage, Bill Stevens.
With Joe Nemechek. First half of the race, no problems, then bombs away.
Yeah, it was pretty clean the first half, but you know, when they have those restarts, everybody gets kind of anxious and everybody's battling for that spot, and I don't know, someone got turned sideways. It's a shame for you know, this whole Bell South Lucent technology Chevy. Guys worked real hard, had our best qualifying run ever here at Daytona for the 500, and end up tore up in the garage again, but I'm all right.
Front row Joe still happy. To Ralph.
Ray Evernham, the crew chief for Jeff Gordon. Ray, are you in a good position now? You're right where you need to be?
Well, not really. It's like to be out front, but the car's just a little bit off. Rusty's got an awful fast car, so we're going to need some help if we're going to get out front.
What do you think you'll get that from? Anybody in particular you run better with?
It doesn't seem like we've got any so far today, so I don't know where it's going to come from. It's going to have to wait till everybody gets greedy at the end and hope the carts fall where they may.
How about fuel? You okay there?
Yeah, we should just make it. We should make it by 0.6 of a lap.
3 wide racing continues here in the Daytona 500. Winding down, 39 laps to go. Rusty Wallace trying to win his first 500. Continues to lead. 1997 race champion Jeff Gordon.
I said, what does that mean? He said, we're going to try. Bill Stevens?
Indecision all along pit road. Spoke to Jeff Hammond after Chad Little's last pit stop. I asked him, another pit stop. He said, splash and go.
You've got to be aggressive, but you can't be aggressive and stupid at the same time. So far, that latter category has not been in that Rusty Wallace vocabulary. He has been a smart race driver all afternoon. Let's see if it can stand up.
Ken, I just can't reiterate enough how calm and loose he was in the drivers' meeting. And he said, I've got a great car today. And he's proved it all day long.
You know, I worked with him a couple of years ago on a test program, and the first thing I told him about Daytona, I said, you have to learn to love this place. As long as you feel badly about this place, you'll never win it. And he told me the other day, he said, you know what? It's Valentine's Day.
Fell in love, huh? Gordon down on the inside. He's having a tough time getting back up there. And crew watching on here.
I wonder if, Ned, it's because that car sat on the pole here. It is so good. Oh, Wally Dallenbach, the red 25, made contact with Mike Skinner. And all that'll do is make Skinner mad.
He's looking to the outside right now.
But that's not the place to go.
Jeff Gordon has fallen back to 7th place. I say, is it because everybody knows that car is so fast, nobody wants to help him to the front?
Well, I think what you're seeing right now, you're seeing people just go up there and give him a little try. It isn't the last 10 laps yet.
No. It's 30 laps to go.
He's got his teammate Dallenbach right on his back bumper now.
And Skinner's been shoved back there as well.
Yes. And all of them have fast race cars.
Mike, deals are already being done here as well as to who you're going to draft with as you try to work your way to the front. Dale Earnhardt is going to try to hook up with Jeff Gordon. That deal has been made between Richard Childress and Ray Evernham.
They're running side by side.
Chad pulled up. Ooh, and they get together coming down the backstretch. Chad pulled out to make a pass on the outside of Dale Earnhardt, but it cost him.
Jeff Gordon must be running 200 miles an hour down that back straightaway as he closes in on the back bumper there for Ernie Irvin.
You're riding with Gordon in number 24. The defending Winston Cup champ takes it 3 wide off turn 4, and they put Ernie Irvin in the middle.
Mike Skinner comes with Jeff Gordon.
And Irvin goes backwards. Look at Earnhardt slice across the track in front of Chad.
He had to do that. Chad Little is flying right now in the green car. The best run out there for the Roush Racing team. If they expect to win, it looks like Chad Little's got to do it.
Earnhardt got to run.
And here he goes to the outside. For what?
Yeah, nobody to help him, so he has to fall back in line.
Rusty Wallace has his teammate Jeremy Mayfield in tow. And we saw last year the 3rd and 4th place car couldn't make a run on the leader without the 2nd place car's help. You're watching from Dale Earnhardt, back at Chad Little.
And Jeff Gordon has pulled right up on the back bumper of Chad Little.
An extra $1 million if Mayfield or Gordon among these leaders should win today. And that's $1 million bonus for a lucky fan as well. But I don't think anybody out there is thinking about dollars. Here comes Earnhardt to the inside.
He is.
Chad Little to the outside. And Gordon going with Earnhardt.
They were bump drafting. You could see Earnhardt's car lose traction and down the straightaway there. Gordon actually pushed him down the back straightaway.
And Jeremy Mayfield got caught out. He is back to 7th place.
Rusty Wallace lost his best friend right there in that situation.
Yeah, boy.
He'll be right up there with him.
Here comes Gordon in 3rd place now.
The 97 winner and defending Winston Cup champ. Youngest driver ever to win the Daytona 500. Jeff Gordon in 3rd, in sight of the lead.
Yeah, he's not through here today.
Gordon led the first lap, then 5 more, but has not led since lap 20. Earnhardt has not led today in that number 3.
Back behind the first 3 cars, there's a war going on back there, side by side. These guys are trying to get themselves in great position for the 500 win.
Some of the cars involved in that lap 135 wreck have come back into the race. Sterling Marlin, Joe Nemechek, Steve Park, many laps down.
What they want to do is just make a few laps and get ahead of those other cars that are not able to get back out of the garage area. Let's go to the pits and Bill Stevens.
The owner of Roush Racing, Jack Roush. Have you and Jeff Hammond gotten together here on strategy in the closing laps?
Well, we've been looking at it throughout the race. You know, the 97 John Deere car has been getting really good mileage. We'd hoped that would work to our advantage. And they filled it up with gas at the end here to get the back end down a little bit and went on ahead and put 4 tires on it, which the 3 car did, or the 24 car did. I'm not sure about the cars in front. I think that the 24 and the 97 have got a tire advantage. We'll see if we can use it.
Obviously, they've talked strategy.
Well, now Jack Roush raises an interesting question. Rusty Wallace will have a very light fuel load at the end of this race. He did not make a pit stop. Well, how much a difference will that make?
It could make a difference, Mike. Certainly they factor that in all the time on setting race cars up. But as Robin Pemberton, the crew chief, pointed out earlier, the car's been pretty consistent, even after the fuel load gets down. So they were not that worried about it. But I'm wondering, too, if it might not cost them.
Mike, you're actually touching there, coming off the corner. Gordon trying to get that spot in. Earnhardt caught on the outside.
Here comes Jeff Gordon.
Rusty will move down to pick up a little bit of push from Gordon. And Mike Skinner pushing Jeff Gordon right by his teammate Dale Earnhardt.
Boy, this thing's getting exciting. Look at Gordon look to the inside of the 2-car.
Now I want you to watch how close he puts the bumper of that Chevrolet right up under. He did it to Earnhardt on the last lap. He'll try to do it on Rusty Wallace coming off the turn 2 the next time. He wants to stick that bumper right up under the back end of Rusty Wallace's car, try to make him loose coming off that corner and pass him like he did Earnhardt the last time around. Let's see if he tries it.
Yeah, you know who's sitting right back here in third spot? Mike Skinner. He's watching him do this. He's learning a lesson, but look on the outside there. Chad Little gets cut off as he come off the corner.
Skinner and almost turned him around.
I thought it was a wreck.
I don't know how Mike Skinner hung on to that race car.
And still just digging.
Kenny Irwin has moved up in there also in the 28 car.
Earnhardt drops under him. Dale Earnhardt pulls up on his teammate Mike Skinner. Now they have 2 teammates. Ken Schrader is part of an alliance with that team. There's 33. Kenny Schrader, Andy Petrie Racing, Dale Earnhardt Racing, and Richard Childress Racing. Look at this mess.
Yes, and a slow. Oh man!
It did work. I thought it was going to be a crash. They had wide for the lead.
This is going to get exciting. Look at Earnhardt coming up on the back of Jeff Gordon down the back straightaway.
He'll try to make it 4 wide, but Michael Waltrip is going to try to make it 5 wide.
10 laps to go this time. 17 times the driver to lead with 10 to go did not win the 500. 4 times that was Dale Earnhardt.
Let me tell you, teammates are out right now. Rusty Wallace fighting back on the inside. Shows a lot of power right there by himself in the middle of this front line here.
Chevy inside, Ford in the middle, Chevy outside. Little paint traded. Wallace, Skinner in against Gordon. And look at Earnhardt, the number 3, trying to push Jeff Gordon to the lead.
Earnhardt looked to the inside just for a second there as they head down into turn 1.
And they got Rusty in the middle there, and look at him go backwards.
Can you hold your breath for 10 laps?
Boy, this is exciting. It don't get any better than this.
And I'm going to tell you, if it comes to just plain nerve, don't count out that Waltrip kid there. Michael Waltrip can drive the wheels off his car and has all day long.
Michael Waltrip has not won a Winston Cup point race. Kenny Irwin and Chad Little, 28.97. Those Fords way up high. They're chasing Schrader.
Now you got 5 Chevrolets out front.
Boy, how things change.
Yeah, for a long time it was Fords out front. Kenny Irwin trying to get up there and change that about a little bit.
What a great shot. You're looking now at Dale Earnhardt's car down the front straightaway, right behind Gordon as they head off into turn 1.
3 wide they are once again with Skinner in the middle. How frustrated must Dale Earnhardt be that he has not led a lap today?
Well, it's not over yet. You know the one that counts. If you don't lead but 40 feet, you want to lead to the checkered flag.
All right, what does Dale Earnhardt do to pass Jeff Gordon?
He's going to have some help.
He's got help. Look at Waltrip there in third.
You'll have to make a move and have somebody to go with him and get that bumper right up. And that's the way Jeff Gordon got by him. He stuffed that bumper right up under Earnhardt a little bit earlier, got his car loose. Earnhardt knows how to do that better than anybody else.
Dick Berggren.
Richard Childress, you've been watching all this stuff. What's Earnhardt got to do here?
Well, you know, it's hard to say. You know, he's got the experience. He's going to do his best. You know, I can't say nothing. You know, it's been a heck of a race all day, and Skinner's done a good job. Who knows what's going to happen here at the end?
Is he going to move him out of the way? Is Earnhardt going to move Gordon?
I don't know. You know, Dale, he's got some moves on him left.
Ralph?
The conversation on the radio with Jeff Gordon is be patient. 8 laps to go, 7 laps to go. Watch your rear view mirror. They don't want him to get too far out ahead. Plenty of laps of racing still to go.
From 1st to 17th is only 17 seconds with 8 laps to go.
Mike, the man that made that move that Gordon put on Earnhardt a while ago is the man that made that move famous, and he's running in second spot right now.
Jeff Gordon won his qualifying race here as a rookie in '93. Finished 5th that year in the 500, 4th the next year. Wasn't a contender again until '97 when he won it.
I think that's 1.7 seconds.
Yes, thank you, Ned.
17th place. Wow. They are so close.
When they're running that close, you can miss a decimal point. I promise you.
You know, we got a new ball game here. Look at these guys in that second group. They've caught those lead cars now. We have about a 10, 12 car battle here here for the lead.
And any one of them could win it. As you've seen, a driver running in the lead one lap can be back to 8th place the next. 6 laps to go when they come back. And report of trouble on the 12 car of Jeremy Mayfield. He has dropped off the lead pack and comes to pit road. His chance at that extra $1 million bonus.
Wow.
Is he out of fuel? He didn't pit.
If he is, Rusty won't be very far behind him, I'm afraid.
4 tires for Mayfield, Dick.
And the answer is they did gamble on tires, Mike, and they've got one that's going down. Mayfield, flat tire, this late in the Daytona 500.
Richard Petty, who won this race 7 times, said it best. The best you can do on any given day is put yourself in a position to win, and then circumstances will dictate the outcome.
You know, I was just talking about Rusty Wallace did not take on tires. He's all the way back to 10th place now.
Yeah, I think as Mayfield goes out of the pits, I really think that was a mistake, them not stopping during that caution. Now we got a 6-car breakaway from the pack.
Jeff Gordon Chevrolet, Dale Earnhardt Chevy. Michael Waltrip driving for a new team in a Chevrolet. Kenny Irwin, last year's Rookie of the Year, in a Ford. Ken Schrader, 3rd fastest qualifier in a Chevy. And truck champ Mike Skinner, the 97 pole sitter, in a Chevrolet.
2 guys that have dominated the 90s are 1st and 2nd. Right behind them, guys that's never won a race here. This thing's going to get wild.
Earnhardt had a try on Jeff Gordon.
He is keeping the pressure on.
Earnhardt last year led the closing laps. Nobody could get by him. So he knows how to win it from in front. Does he know how to win it from behind?
He still have to have help, and he can get it from that 7-car Michael Waltrip.
Friday in the International Race of Champions, Earnhardt bided his time, and on the last turn of the last lap, after everyone had written him off being 2 car lengths back, he made a run and won it.
I'm going to give you something else to think about. If they start running side by side, Kenny Schrader's not out of this as he's trying to make a move on Kenny Irwin now.
In Dale Earnhardt's pit.
Ron Hall, saying a prayer.
Jeff Gordon's car owner, Rick Hendrick, here earlier in the week. Back home in Charlotte, watching it on TV. 3 abreast Kevin LePage in between Marcus and Wallace and Jerry Nadeau.
Battle going on back there for 7th. Here's Kenny Irwin trying to make a move on Michael Waltrip here at the start-finish line. And coming with him is Mike Skinner.
Yesterday, old age and treachery, Randy LaJoie overcame youth and enthusiasm. Casey Atwood and Adam Petty. What about today?
That 28 car's got a run coming off of this turn. Is it enough of a run to make a move on Dale Earnhardt?
Gordon's crew chief Ray Abraham watching. Kevin Hamlin, Earnhardt's crew chief. All they can do is watch the monitor and watch their car go by the front stretch. Earnhardt just loosened up Jeff Gordon there.
Yes, he did. He went in there and moved the car around in the slipstream behind him there. You could see Gordon really fighting the car, getting down into turn 3.
Down the short chute. Start-finish line.
Now there are 4. It's down to 4 people. Michael Waltrip has dropped off the pace a little bit.
And it's down to 2 laps to decide the Daytona 500. Ralph Shaheen.
Mike, they have just radioed to Jeff. Protect the bottom is the word from Ray Abraham. He keeps telling them who's behind him, the 3, the 28, 31. Protect the bottom.
Irwin to the bottom. Skinner with him. Earnhardt holds the bottom. 7 Daytona 500s have been decided by a last lap pass. Will this be the 8th?
Earnhardt right on his back bumper as they come off turn 4. He started to put a move on him. White flag.
2.5 miles to history. Jeff Gordon trying to win his 2nd. Dale Earnhardt trying to win his 2nd. Buddy, where will Earnhardt make the move?
Boy, I don't know. Gordon looks awful strong as they come off turn 2 over there down the back straightaway. Kenny Irwin looks to the outside.
Right here's where he has to make the move. And he wasn't able to get that run up under Jeff Gordon like he wanted to.
But that's what we said Friday. He was this far behind in the International Race of Champions. He looks inside. He goes outside. He looks inside again.
Okay, right now he's got to pull right down on that back bumper and try to get him loose coming off turn 4. He does not have the muscle at this point.
But he may have some momentum. Here comes Earnhardt. He's all the way to the bottom. Almost second time.
Wow. What a race. Oh, he gave him a little shot after there.
Now that was a love tap.
It is Valentine's Day, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Ralph Sheen.
Congratulations, Ray Evernham. You did it again. You told him to protect the bottom. That's exactly what he did. Is that where you were afraid he was going to come?
Yeah, well, Dale's pretty strong up off the bottom, and, you know, Jeff did a great job driving the car. Car wasn't the quickest car all day, but he did a great job driving it. I want to thank God first for giving us the opportunity to do this, and DuPont and Quaker State Pepsi, everybody that supports us. And I want to say hi to Rick again. I'm sorry he couldn't be here, but God, what a great day.
This team has been so awesome. Is this the beginning of a dynasty-type march to another championship?
I don't know about that, Ralph. We're just we're going to take it one race at a time and have a good time. It's just, man, what an awesome feeling to win the Daytona 500.
You know you got to give up that race car now.
We'll build another one.
Ray Evernham has done it again. He's won the Daytona 500 as a crew chief.
And for the 5th time, this man, Dale Earnhardt, finishes second in the Great American Race. You saw that big crowd shot. One of those fans has won $1 million. Jeff Gordon gets the $1 million no bull bonus, and so does the lucky fan who was paired with him. Case Gordon was the driver who went to victory lane. They will repeat that promotion 4 more times this season.
He just hung around in there all day, and when the time came, he's done that so many times.
Then he didn't lead a lot. He led 6 laps in the first 20 and then came back to lead the last 11 laps.
They made him work for it.
He's just giving a little smoke job coming down through there. The rear wheel spinning, smoke flying out the back of Jeff Gordon's car.
Second victory in 3 years for the Pittsburgh, Indiana driver who started at age 5. Winning races in quarter midgets, moved up to midgets. At age 14, he was driving a 1,000-horsepower sprint car and winning with it. He went to ask for his first sponsorship. The Valvoline executive said, "How'd you get here today?" He said, "My mom drove me." That was good experience for the man that Forbes magazine this fall called the biggest one-man marketing machine in sports. Dick Berggren.
Well, Dale Earnhardt surrounded by media. Let's just jump in and hear what he has to say. Dale?
Earlier on, you had some problems earlier on, and then the car came.
Well, we had an ignition problem earlier on, and the car just wasn't running up to par. It just wouldn't get up to speed, and we finally switched boxes, and the car ran a lot better. But it came up in the draft there at the end, and we were just trying to work. I'd want to get with Skinner, try to work with him, but I couldn't, and he couldn't get with me, and we just was trying to do all I could to just get to the 24, and his car was pretty strong off the corners, and if I could have just got to him off the corner, I might have got under him, but I just couldn't get there.
Came close, though. What happened at the very tail end, those last couple laps when you were trying so hard, Dale?
Got beat.
Got beat. Dale Earnhardt, second for the 5th time. To Ken Squire.
He is still in the car. Brooke is right here. She walked by me and said, "What a race." Indeed, $2 million richer. Jeff Gordon, as he pulls it off, fending off the old warrior, Earnhardt. In those last 4 or 5 laps, as Earnhardt tried to turn him just a little, use up those rear tires, he's just about ready to clamber out of car number 24 after a brilliant victory in one of the greatest Daytona 500s of all time. Here is the champion of the 1999 Daytona 500, Jeff Gordon, having just a moment to get his shoes straightened out, and here he is. Jeff, those last 10 laps, what a race.
That is a dream come true for me. To race Dale Earnhardt down to the final finish, all the way down the line for the Daytona 500, it does not get any better than that. And I'm the last person, I think, at this racetrack today that thought we were going to win a race. I certainly didn't have many friends out there, but I had one strong race car. And I tell you what, I'm glad Ray Evernham and all these Rainbow Warriors took 4 tires there at the end because the car was handling great. And man, I want to thank Dale for a great race. I mean, he did everything he possibly could, and I've learned, he's probably going to tell you I learned too much from him because he's taught me a lot of things over the last couple of years, and that's the only way I kept him behind me.
Take us through the last moments of the race coming down out of turn 4.
Well, you know, I saw him dropping back trying to get some momentum on me, and I got out there too far in the middle of 3 and 4, and I had to back off, to tell you the truth, because I knew he was going to get me at the line if I didn't. And I may have backed off a little too much. He got up on my bumper and almost got underneath me. I got a little sideways, but I knew I was going to make it to the finish right from that point on. And I tell you, I had a mirror full today, and I want to thank DuPont Automotive Finishes, Quaker State, Pepsi, Chevrolet. This is an awesome Monte Carlo today, and those Goodyear tires are awesome too. Thank you for everything you guys do for us.
Dale, he really tried to work you over in those final moments.
Well, thank God that, you know, you're racing with a guy like that, and thank God for this team and this awesome race car. I just am so blessed and so fortunate, but he worked me over big time, to say the least, you know, and that's the way he is. That's how hard he is, and how bad he wants to win this Daytona 500. He got a taste of it last year, and he wanted it again this year. I wanted to be able to be the one to keep him from doing that, and this is an awesome win for us. Got to thank R.J. Reynolds and Winston. I can't believe how much money we just won today. I cannot believe that.
Congratulations are in order for a young champion. $2 million richer. Again, here's Mike Joy.
Thanks, Kent. Dale Earnhardt second, and the next 3 guys behind them all had career best finishes in the 500. Kenny Irwin, Mike Skinner, and Michael Waltrip. We'll be back to present the Harley Earl Trophy to the winner of the Daytona 500 right after this.
Everybody should have a Valentine's Day like Jeff Gordon, the Daytona 500 championship, and $2 million in prize money. Ken Squire standing by in victory lane for the Harley J. Earl Daytona 500 trophy presentation. Ken.
Yes, indeed. This is what it's all about. $2 million, sure, but your name goes on this and perpetuates your victory in the 41st annual Daytona 500. John Graham, the president of the Daytona Speedway, to make the presentation to Ray Everham, the crew chief, to Brooke, and to Jeff Gordon. Sir?
Jeff, Ray, Brooke, Mary, Rick and Linda Hendrick, John and Kathy Hendrick, the Harley J. Earl Trophy, symbolic of the champion of the Daytona 500. Congratulations, and we will also inscribe your name again on the permanent Harley J. Earl Trophy for fans to see in Daytona, USA, along with your winning 24 car. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, I want to say hi to Rick and Linda at home. You know, I know they're watching, and I know he wanted to be here really bad today. We got John and Kathy here, but thank you guys for what you do. And I tell you what, God is just blessing all of Hendrick Motorsports, and I can't say enough for all of our sponsors: DuPont Automotive Finishes, Quaker State, Chevrolet, GMAC, Kellogg's, you know, everybody that makes this happen, Pepsi. It's just a treat to be able to get behind the wheel of that race car. And this guy right here, Ray Everham Repairs, and it was a great race car today, and those Rainbow Warriors kept us in it all day. It's a great feeling. I can't believe it.
Ray Everham, Brooke, and Jeff Gordon here to receive the Harley J. Earl Award. Let's go back to Greg Gumbel.
Ken Squire, thank you. Jeff Gordon, victorious here in the 41st running of the Daytona 500. We'll have final results for you when we come back to Daytona International Speedway in just a moment. Won by Gordon. You see the Gordon crew reacting along pit road. Their man, the winner of the Daytona 500, $2 million, and Jeff Gordon exiting the car here in victory lane just moments ago to accept congratulations from his wife and his crew.
11 laps to go. Let's show you Jeff Gordon's final pass for the lead.
He went down under the yellow line there, passing Rusty Wallace, trying to get by Mike Skinner in the 31 on the outside there. Dale Earnhardt in the 3 just behind him.
Ned, it looked like Earnhardt helped push Gordon into the lead.
Well, he had no choice. If he was going to get to the front, he needed to help the car in front of him to get on out there. And you're right. Here they go back 3 wide going into turn 3. We'll see Earnhardt come up there in a moment and get right on the back bumper off Jeff Gordon. Here he comes into the picture now. And he will help get Jeff Gordon get into the lead. But if he was going to get to the front, that's what he had to do. But not knowing that he's pushing the man to the front that was going to stay there.
Rusty Wallace jostling there with Mike Skinner and ended up 8th in the final tally. Skinner to 4th. Jeff Gordon, a winner for the 2nd time.
Jeff Gordon now goes away from here with the points lead.
And Dale Earnhardt, he says this is his best year to pick up that 8th championship. He's 2nd.
The Winston Cup points mirror today's race results, and for the Winston Cup drivers, it's on to Rockingham, North Carolina next week. Jeff Gordon, for the second time in 2 years, champion of the Daytona 500.
Mike, thank you. And that wraps us from here. For Ken Squire, Mike Joy, Buddy Baker, Ned Jarrett, Dick Pergrin, Ralph Shaheen, and Bill Stevens, I'm Greg Gumbel. So long from Daytona International Speedway, where Jeff Gordon has won the 1999 Daytona 500.